G'day viewers, well, let's check this battery now. It's the next day again. Let's get the hydrometer out, see how she's going. Bloody blinded myself. I've got a really bright LED light and stuck it along the sides and the plates look fantastic, so that's good. They're in good condition. A bit more in there. Yeah, on the borderline between fair and recharge now. Yeah, slowly. It's better, but man, it's a slow process. So this one. That one's got a bit better. Fair. Oh, let's get the battery tester out. Very buggy, this thing. Very buggy firmware. Sometimes these buttons won't advance or do anything, you gotta reset it a bunch of times. 100%. There you go. It's better. Yeah. Take the charger off when testing it. Battery only, because these can cause anything connected to the battery can cause a false reading. 13.08 volts, 5.8 milliohms, still in a very healthy range. 520 out of 540. I'll give it another boost, I reckon. Might be still a little bit more than yet. That's dedicated to the green there. But I got a new battery. How good's that? Oh, I've got another good spare battery now. Well, I've got a new battery to replace my supercharger, which I've lost with that van which my brother's friend's got. So a good charger like this gets a maximum lifespan out of your batteries. Let's clean that. Alright. Oh, I was just using this. They're very good. For some reason it keeps blowing fuses. Not sure why, so I very carefully put a spring in here. This thing's rated for at least 100 amps, this thing. It got quite warm, so I didn't run it for very long. And I thought this coil got very hot, and this Xeno got very hot, so I stopped the power immediately. Transistors are fine. I wonder if one of those Xenos took a crap. Because power's going straight through that coil, and that Xeno's not doing its job. And that coil's just not getting switched and doing its job. It's getting power through it continuously. So I reckon I've got to change some Xeno diodes, I think. Could be a bad batch of diodes, but I look at my it tells you what they are, so I'm going to have to look at my stash. Hopefully I've got some ones to replace those, because they got hot, as with this coil, so. All the main components, like the chip, the transistors are all fine. It's just these diodes got hot and this coil got very hot. So I'm going to have to change those Xenos out. They are J-car components, so J-car they're not known to get the best, so yeah. They're not the best brand in the world. Hey, whiskers. But I'll try see if I've got any spare Xenos in my stock I'll replace those with. Give it a test and see if that fixes it. Yeah, real shame to lose this thing. This thing does a good job. Then nothing else got hot but those two Xenos and that coil. That diode seems alright. Yeah, those Xenos are bad. I'll have to change them unless they're too underrated. Could be a possibility they're underrated, so I might see if I can find some equivalent, but for higher current or higher wattage versions of those Zenas. Anyway, that aside for now. I've got a nice testing program for these computers. Where is it? It's called a heavy load. I'll find where it is and I'll give it a test. It's actually quite it tests the absolute limits of my hardware. It is. Now I want to run a test on my memory too, so I go tools, allocate memory. There we go. Set this up and we go to test. Alright, now it's gonna, my CPU and GPU should be at 100% load. And this will load my memory up to almost 100% to the point the computer starts to lag, but it didn't lag last time I tested this. I did this on my other machines that I built. Had these going flat out and I was still able to play a game and browse the internet without lag, so it goes to show how good the computers are. Some of the readings here are a bit false, so don't always rely on those. CPU 89 degrees Celsius. Yeah, I believe that. It got to 128 degrees Celsius, so that's not really a true reading, but it's a rough estimate. Now I go to my task manager. Control-Alt-Delete version on that. Performance. Open this. Have that go on there. This tells you everything, how full everything is. Go memory. There we go, over halfway full. Alright. Speed fan tells me there, everything's full. My temperatures are there. I'll make that smaller actually. There we go, 99 degrees Celsius on the CPU. I reckon this is a more true reading, this one. 64 degrees Celsius sounds more realistic. Three gigabytes of my 4 gigabytes RAM are being used. What's this frames per second of my graphics card? 1,714 frames per second. It's not even complaining. It's still cool air coming out. I fill the graphics card. There is it. It's not getting that warm. There it is there. It's not getting that warm. On my other machine, my GTX 260, and that got some heat out of it. That got hot. I got to about 70 degrees Celsius, my GTX 260. Whew. Still ran alright. Surprised how hot it got though. This one is not getting very hot. My 9600 GT as well didn't get very hot. Put my hand on the back of it, I can't feel any heat there. It's working. Let's look at the BAZ. When everything's fully loaded, it should be pulling more amps. Yeah, about 2 amps. She's pulling some current now. Let's see, I got 90 megabytes of RAM free. Yeah, not much. 94 megabytes of RAM. That's full, we'll limit there so it doesn't completely crash up. But this thing's going no worries. No lag. It's going pretty good. There are 2-3 apps I recommend. Speed fan, heavy load, and use a Windows task manager. You can monitor everything. If you're putting computers together with all the good hardware, a good way to benchmark it and test it for reliability and lag is this sort of software I got off the internet. This loads it to buggery, I tell you. CPU is stuck on 100% on all 4 cores. 1731 frames per second. Not bad. Alright, stop the test and everything will go down back to normal. There we are. There's current now. There we go. Not bad. CPU's all, yeah, not doing anything now. Anyway, it's quite handy. Anyway, that'll be enough for now. Thanks for watching.